So I've been over there scrolling on Twitter to see if there are any apologies to the left or the Democratic Party. Here's what I found. And let me tell you, just right off the bat, there have been no apologies. I went to check out Nancy Mace. I went to check out Katie Miller, that's Stephen Miller's wife. I went to check out Loomer. I went to check out Tim Burchett. I checked out Andrew Tate. I checked out Elon Musk, because all of these people were calling for war. I checked out Jesse Waters. All of these people were calling for war. All of these people were boldly and loudly blaming Democrats and on the left. I went over and checked out Andrew Tate. None of them had an apology. Not one of them. They either said nothing or they've moved on. They basically moved on. This is what Nancy Mace said the day that Charlie Kirk was murdered.
I'm going to say this. Democrats own what happened today. I am devastated. My kids have called panicking. They probably, all the kids of every conservative in the country call panicking. Just because you speak your mind on an issue doesn't mean you get shot.
Then by that logic, do Republicans own the shooting of the two Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota? Isn't this on both sides?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm asking.
We don't know what condition Charlie Kirk is in right now. Some raging leftist lunatic put a bullet through his neck, and you want to talk about Republicans right now? No.
No, I'm asking.
No, not at all.
You said the Democrats have to own it too. But I'm asking.
Democrats own this.
But isn't there a problem with political violence across the spectrum?
Yeah, we're talking about Charlie Kirk right now. That's the subject of this that we're talking about right now. Democrats own this 100%.
And since the announcement that 22-year-old Tyler Robinson of Utah, from a Mormon family, from a gun-loving family, from a Republican family, since that news broke, this is what Nancy Mace has put out there on Twitter. We know Charlie Kirk would want us to pray for such an evil and lost individual like Tyler Robinson to find Jesus Christ. We will try to do the same. She also put this out. We truly believe if Tyler Robinson had ever sat down across from Charlie, the great debater, the man of faith and grace he was, Tyler wouldn't have pulled the trigger. No apology. No even, it has come to my attention that Tyler Robinson has come from this type of family, Not even, we should all cool down. We all need to get a level head. None of that. Just forget that she blamed all of these different groups of people, tried to incite individuals from the right to start attacking those on the left, because I believe that's what they were doing, because it was such a bold, loud, concerted effort. I believe they were trying to incite MAGA nuts to go after Democrats and leftists. And so now today, just push it aside and moved on. Laura Loomer has said nothing. She's reposting other MAGA nuts who are still boldly blaming Democrats, who are saying, doesn't matter that Tyler came from a Republican family. He was radicalized by the Democrats. He was radicalized by leftists. And truth be told, we don't know, because the only thing we know about Tyler is that his family is Republican. We know he last voted in the 2020 election. We know he's not registered as a Democrat or a Republican. He's registered as unaffiliated with any party. That's what we know. Andrew Tate has not put an apology out there. Andrew Tate was the one that tweeted Civil War. He's put up a video, and in the video, he has called for the execution of Tyler Robinson and said something about pooping in his neck. You know how vile and grotesque Andrew Tate is. And then he said that Tyler should be interviewed in front of everyone. And he should be made to list all of the people who inspired him to murder Charlie Kirk. So, yeah, the violent speak continues. Since me starting to record this video, I took another trip over onto X, and I see Laura Loomer has put this out. I hope the media is happy. This is what happens when you call Trump supporters Nazis and fascists. There needs to be massive lawsuits, and the media propagandists need to pay for what they have done. They are radicalizing people to murder in cold blood. I'm even angrier now. So that's what Laura Loomer put out after it was announced that Tyler Robinson was in custody. After it is being put out there about his family's party affiliation. After it was put out there about he and his family's religious background. After their professional background. After being put out there that they are a gun-toting, loving family. But what Laura Loomer is not suggesting that the people down in her comments keep asking her about is this post that she put out a few days ago or a few weeks ago. Let me read it to you. I don't ever want to hear at Charlie Kirk 11 claim he is pro-Trump ever again. After this weekend, I'd say he has revealed himself as a political opportunist, and I have had a front row seat to witness the mental gymnastics these last 10 years. Lately, Charlie has decided to behave like a charlatan, claiming to be pro-Trump one day while he stabs Trump in the back the next. TPUSA was only able to thrive thanks to the generosity of President Trump. On the 1-year anniversary of the assassination attempt on Trump's life, Charlie hosted at Comic Dave Smith at TPUSA's SAS conference, where Dave Smith was able to speak to a bunch of conservative youth at an organization that claims to be pro-Trump. 3 weeks ago, Dave Smith called for President Trump to be impeached and removed from office over his decision to blow up Iran's nuclear facilities. Charlie played both sides of the Iran issue on his show, as we all saw, because he wants to play to both sides of the aisle. The honorable thing to do is to have a position and actually defend it to the death instead of flip-flopping. Smith said all of MAGA should turn on Trump and abandon him. He said this 3 weeks ago. So the clip below, see the clip below. TPUSA is definitely not pro-Trump. If they were, they certainly aren't anymore. So the people in her comment section are posting a screenshot of her post that she since deleted, but we all know the internet is forever, and are saying, well, you posted this, Laura Loomer. You had some nasty things to say about Charlie Kirk. You said he was a traitor to Trump. Who knows? You could have incited the killer to do what he did based on this post. She's not responding to any of that. And so I go on and do some more scrolling, and I come across this. This has been leaked. I don't know if this is real, but I've seen this posted a few times. What is this? This is the inmate booking sheet and PC statement for Tyler James Robinson. And down here are brief notes as to how they got from A to Z. how they got from the start of the investigation to Z. It's a brief synopsis, but towards the end on page 3, I found this a bit interesting, and I want you all to know this. I'm going to read it to you. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, 2025, and in conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challengers. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed the roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he could show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact name Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also referred to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. Based on the evidence detailed in this statement, I believe there is probable cause that Tyler Robinson committed the crimes of aggravated murder by shooting Charlie Kirk in a circumstance that put many around him at grave risk of death, felony, discharge of a firearm, and obstruction of justice for moving and hiding the rifle believed to be used in the shooting. By submitting this affidavit, I declare under criminal perjury of the state of Utah that the foregoing is true and correct. And it's signed by a Brian Davis. I also saw this statement posted on Steven Crowder's page. He is one of those big time MAGA nut influencers over on that side. It has up here, it says Utah County Sheriff Office inmate booking sheet and PC statement. It has the date and the time right here. It has a website right here. And it has the charges on here. Aggravated murder. I had to blow it up. So in blowing it up, it's kind of blurry. So yeah, that's why I'm like, what is that? Aggravated murder. Another charge is obstruction of justice, capital first-degree felony conduct. Felony discharge of firearm causing serious bodily injury. So these are the 3 charges that's on this inmate booking sheet. And then it has all of his other information on here. It has, the statement is like 2 pages long. But I just found that last portion of the statement to be interesting, because that tells me the police know what his ideology is. They didn't spell it out in this statement, but the family friend that's mentioned in this statement, they were having conversation. And the family friend said to Tyler that Charlie Kirk was hate-filled and he didn't like him. They were having a discussion. And the family friend said, I don't like Charlie Kirk, right? Because he's hate-filled. And so that family friend probably has told the police what that entire conversation is about. The friend, the roommate who shared this conversation that took place over on Discord that the police took screenshots of, I'm sure the police know which way Tyler Robinson was moving. Was he moving as a radical leftist, or was he moving as his family moves, Republican? Remember in my previous video, I showed you pictures of Tyler and his family, and his father was wearing a black t-shirt, and on the sleeve of that t-shirt is that black flag that all of the MAGA nuts on that side like to put up. I think that's no quarter or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's prevalent on that side. But yeah, no apologies. No apologies. They are furthering attempting to spin that Tyler Robinson was radicalized by the left, even though he comes from this Republican family. They are still trying to blame Democrats and the left. And we don't know the entire scenario of this situation. We don't know. That's the update. Y'all let me know your thoughts. Put it down in the comments.